So the video that I played was probably the most played or most watched video currently running on my YouTube watch videos. I think if I reflect, because usually when we get to the last 3 months of the year, we start reflecting, we start looking back. I know the excitement that so much of us started this year with. We were all so full of logos and mottos, and it's the year to thrive, 2025. You know, I'm wondering what you're thinking ahead of 2026. If you've got something that rhymes with 6, I just know LeMay's song is pick up sticks. So I don't know how many sticks we're going to pick up next year or what's waiting in 2026. But then, if I'm looking at those people who are excited for the year to thrive, then it's sad for me to look in October how many people just once again survived the year. A lot of us are low when it comes to our energy, we are low when it comes to our motivation, it's low, we low when we think of how much harder do I have to stretch to get there. And so that's why I chose the topic. This is actually last month's topic. The topic for today is finish well. It's easy for us to start well and to start strong when we're excited, when there's a new vision, when our planning for the year is done correctly, and we've got color markers and book notes and journals for the year ahead. It's easy for us to start when the road feels still smooth. But when we hit those dips, those hard, difficult things, those messy middles, that's really where true character is born. And I believe that the real test is not how fast or how strong we start, but it's how we finish. So I'm hoping that this is going to help you if you're in the place where maybe you don't want to finish well. Maybe this year was one of those years again that didn't turn out the way you wanted it to turn out. That this will maybe be a slight pick up for you just to continue head on with 2025 because there is still time. But the thing is, the real test is how you and I finish. It's when the things get hard and the most motivation leaves and no one is cheering us on anymore. It's how do you and I finish? It's how do you and I walk across the finish line? And so the reason why I watched it is because currently I'm going through a lot of hardship. And I think that so many of us in the room, when we look at the leaders on the top, we don't think that they face hard things. And I subtly hear the conversations, yeah, my upline's never available for me, or my upline is not there to help me, or I'm not getting hold of this person and I feel so alone in my journey, so I want to quit on my journey. Just realize that the people or the leaders in the front, they also have a messy middle. They also have hard times that they have to face and go through. You might see the victory posts that we all post so emphasiously on our Instagrams, but you don't see the late nights where they question whether they're still a leader that can lead, whether they have what they need to take the team over the crossing line. And so I find myself in that space at the moment where it's tough. It's tough. There's tough things happening to all of us. And so I look at that video because I always remind myself when I watch that video that someone else has got worse circumstances than what I have at the moment, yet I choose to be a victim to mine. And victim mentality doesn't get us anywhere. It doesn't serve us. So how long do you want to be a victim? When are you going to decide that you have greatness inside of you, that you can be victorious? Are you going to wait for 2026? Because 2026 is not going to hand you perfect circumstances. Are you going to wait till you're ready? Because you're never going to be ready. Every one of us has a middle, and maybe you're finding yourself in your messy middle part, where you feel uncertain, where you feel exhausted, where you feel you're unnoticed. But know this about this amazing business. This is not a sprint. I think we all start and we plan our 5-year plan because Meditech helps us to set our goals, and Meditech helps us to dream again. And all of those things we do need when it gets hard is to go back to our dream board and say, this is the reason why I'm doing it. But it's not a sprint. Maybe you should take your eyes off of the pin and put your eyes on the action, the activity required to get to the pin. Vincent always says, divorce the rank and marry the activity that's needed. This is not a sprint. I wanted to be a Silver Presidential 3 years ago. My mission declaration, Heike and I, we've got a family declaration and it says we are Platinum Presidentials by 2027. We've got 2 years. It's scary. It doesn't look like we're going to get there. We're 5 years on bronze. But maybe I had to take a step back and realize it's not a sprint. This business is a lifelong opportunity that's going to grow you, shape you, take you to mountaintops, bring you back to valley, take you to a mountaintop, bring you back to a valley. Because in the valley is where we grow. But we all want the mountaintop. We don't want to walk to get to the mountaintop. And when we get into the valley, we want to quit. We quit on ourselves, we quit on our teams, we quit on the people that believe in the product. I can tell you that someone in this room is here because of your testimony, because of your product experience, and you want to quit. Go home, when you're safe in your own walls, that's what my husband said, you cry at home, and on stage you smile. Go cry your heart out at home. But when you're with people, and you're a leader, you don't have the choice of quitting anymore. So leadership for me is not about never failing. I failed hard and fast in the last 2 months. I've questioned myself. But leadership in this business is about who you are becoming in the middle, in the messy middle part. When you want to quit, but you don't. So finishing well doesn't mean we finish perfect. It doesn't mean that we're perfect all the time. But it's finishing well for me is staying true to yourself, to your purpose, and to your word. You speak stuff to yourself every single day. Are you staying true to those things that you're saying to yourself? Finishing well, it's doing the small thing right when no one watches you. Don't live for the applause and the accolades. Do the next thing right anyway. Finishing well for me is choosing integrity over shortcut. Being consistent over our income. Finishing well is having the courage to keep pushing. Keep showing up at the meetings, at the opportunity meetings, at a home meeting in your downline. Smile when you're there, even when it hurts, even when it goes slow, and even when it's tired. You've all seen the video, and the problem is I see so many people who have that fall and they quit, but they're that close to the finishing line. Can I tell you that every athlete faced that moment in their career? Every dreamer faces that moment, but they don't quit. So who are we that when we face a moment like that, we quit? Are you part of the society that loves instant gratification? Because instant gratification is around us. When we're bored, we watch TV. When we don't know what to do, we scroll Instagram. If we don't want to make food, or we don't have a recipe that's too fast, we buy fast food. Everything around us is instant. Are you okay with delayed gratification? Are you okay to understand that I want to be everything that I can right now because what I'm getting, the reward, will be fulfilling? And so I personally hope that one day when you look back on my life and my journey in Magnetic, and we inspire and we live the road, that you will not look at how fast we went, but how I finished. That when life was tough, she continued. When life was hard, she was brave. We can be great in this business. We can go fast in this business. All of those are available, but if you today don't know whether you want to continue with this, it's not how fast you get there, it's how you finish. And I hope you choose to finish with an impact. So we've got 60 plus days left if we exclude the weekends. Finish well.